What's going on, everybody? This is Nick from House of Paint 203, bringing you part 3 of the Deadpool series. In part 1, we base coated the red portions of his suit and his straps. In part 2, we gave mid-tone highlights to the same areas, and now we're going to be finishing up Deadpool with some highlights on the black portions of his armor, his blades, the card he's wearing in his sleeve, and some other little fixtures around the model. So, fair amount of stuff left to do. Before we get started, just a friendly reminder to smite like and slam subscribe so that you can stay up to date on all the latest content that I am putting out there in my quest to paint the manual. Of course, we're taking a break on the manual by painting Deadpool, but fun nevertheless. Let's get started. Okay, so to start off, I have mixed just a little bit of white with my black. And I'm going to be using this as an edge highlight. For the black portions of his armor. And that's one of the tricks that I use, is I try to go as watered down as possible so that the black still shows through, but you have the impression of the highlight as well. So now I'm going to be going in on his eyes. All right, black portions are almost done. Except for his katanas, which I'm gonna have to touch up here a little bit in certain areas because I nicked it with some of the other colors, which is fine. Not super concerned about that. I do want to see what a glaze is going to look like, so what I want to do is just kind of grab some of this black, significantly water it down, and just go over at least the middle portions of the gray that I painted on. I want to leave the outer parts kind of emphasized, and I think that glaze is going to look really nice once it dries. It's going to just, purpose of a glaze really is to just kind of dull down a given color, or at least that's what primarily what I use glazes for. You can also use them to make colors more cohesive together. So see how that looks when it dries. I'm kind of go from there, but I can already tell that it's actually looking pretty solid. I think my next order of business is to get into the red with max highlight once more. Okay, so I've taken a little bit of the bloody red that I used for the mid-tone, mixed it with a little orange fire. And I'm gonna see what that highlight looks like in certain areas. Orange is a good color to use when you are giving red some highlights, so. I'm gonna take a little risk here, see what a dry brush looks like on these sheaths. Gonna get his eyes starting in the center. All right, now nothing left here but a couple of odds and ends. I'm gonna go in and take care of the latches. And for the latches, I'm gonna start off with a bit of a gunmetal. Now a gunmetal, I'm not sure how that's gonna translate to the black primer because it is a relatively dark metal in appearance. So I'm just gonna check it out. Just to see, and yeah, it is pretty subtle, pretty dark, but that's okay. I'm gonna be going over this with a silver. I just kind of want to give it that that metallic shine. So I'm gonna let that dry a little bit. Now I'm gonna experiment. I'm gonna take some silver. I'm gonna go ahead here on his little grenade type deal. Get this latch up here as well. Let's see. Touch up his grenade. Just about there. I do like the idea of sticking with this gunmetal type color here, so I'm going to be using gunmetal from Vallejo Game color. I just used gunmetal gray from Vallejo model color, so I'm gonna be taking gunmetal from Vallejo Game. I'm gonna be getting his base here. I think that's how I'm gonna keep it on the base, and one thing I did forget to do was his card. So I'm gonna go ahead and go in and get his card.
It is harder than it looks.
All right, I'm not touching that anymore. That's good enough for me. All right, last order of business here is this light that I keep forgetting on his grenade here. That, and then we get a little sun yellow. Just kind of hit the center. And all right, I'm ready to call him done. Deadpool. This was a fun one. Shout out to Eastman, the company Eastman, for the sculpt, and some more information about where I got this miniature and everything like that. All the paints I used are going to be following on in the description of the video. But as always, I thank you for joining me. Information on how to follow me on all my social media platforms is immediately following the video, as is information on how to follow Dominic Marriott of Credit UK and Mike Donnarummo of MVD Studios. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you for the next one.